All right, here we are in Art1, our Chapter 5, and this is our fourth section, and we're going to look at what lines express. And so in our last section, we just listed the lines and drew some examples. Now, we're going to talk about what they do, how they function in art. So vertical lines. Vertical lines, they are static or at rest. So they make you have, when they're in a painting or a drawing or whatever, they give you a feeling of being at rest. They don't imply motion. So here is a painting in your book, Art Talk, that, that shows that idea. So lots of vertical lines. This is a pretty restful painting. There's some other stuff going on here that implies a bit of motion as well. But overall, these heavily vertical lines here kind of make this a fairly restful picture. This is on page 97 in your book. Horizontal lines work very similar to vertical lines. Static, inactive, peace, rest, stability. So these are lines that make have a calming effect. Page 98 has a really good example of horizontal lines in a painting. So this is early morning or evening. So this is called Early Morning by Edward Hopper. It's on page 98. Lots of horizontal lines, some vertical lines as well. This is a painting that doesn't elicit like movement or like hardly anything going on at all. It's just kind of a nice horizontal, calm, peaceful painting. All right, let's keep moving here. Diagonal and zigzag lines. So we're kind of putting those together. These are active. They imply action or movement, intensity. And so an example of that is lightning. Lightning is all zigzaggy all over the place. So these are active and moving. And a good example of that is on page 99. We've got, this is a good kind of juxtaposition to the one we just looked at with all the horizontal lines. So a building should be stable, and it should have horizontal and vertical lines. Kind of, that's what we're used to anyways, for a building to be stable. And here is a building that has these really harsh diagonal lines and some zigzag stuff going on here. And you can see it almost feels like this house is moving and falling into this sinkhole. This is called catastrophe number 2. It's on page 99 in your book. And so there's this sinkhole happening and the house is actively falling into this pit, and having those diagonal lines really aids in that feeling of movement and disaster coming upon this building. All right, and then the last one we're going to look at here for this section is curved lines, active, very active, or calm. Okay, so active, very active, or calm. Curved lines can be calming depending on how they're used. And so curved lines can be used in a lot of different ways, but a lot of times it's active, very active, or sometimes calm, right? So that first thing we looked at with these calming vertical lines, we've got these curly lines here too. And they don't do much to really make you crazy. They're still part of this calming effect here. Now, if you want to see some curved lines that are active or very active, you look on page 98, and you can see that happening here in this picture. This also has diagonal lines, which help make everything feel like it's kind of crazy. And then there's all kinds of curved lines on these people. They're moving around, they're dancing and stuff. And so you can see lots of action going on there. The curved lines, the lantern tilted sideways, all of those things work together to show lots of action and movement here in this drawing. or lithograph, but anyway, sorry. And that is the end of section 4 in our chapter 5 notes.